Doesn't get too much bigger than this. Two of the top nations in the history of the game set to clash in Iran. The reigning world champions Poland against the defending Nations League champions Russia. Now both looking to put themselves in position to challenge for gold again. And the first blow is dealt by the number 99, Norbert Huber. What a way to kick off his major tournament debut. Poland with the first point. Huber getting some height. Russia trying to respond now. Off the top of the triple block. Huber was a part of that at the centre. Recovered on the baseline by Volkov. And down the line for the score and the tie for Russia. Squeezed over the top of that block this time. Igor Kliuka showing just why he's been Russia's top scorer so far, closing in on 100 points in the competition already. Out of the right hand of Kaczmarek. Elias Kirkav to serve. There's Huber again. Stopped right down the centre this time though. Norbert Huber had the defensive door slammed in his face by Ivan Ayakolev. He's got a block reach of 350 centimetres, the joint highest on the Russian roster. The big number 9, and they get the ace on serve off the back of that as well. 3 straight points for Russia. Tuomas Samulvuo will be happy with this start after Poland picked up the first point. Russia have retaliated. Elias Kirkav remains on the baseline. There's Huber again, heavily involved. They're saying it got a touch Poland, but it went long beyond the baseline. Let's have a look at this. Was there a touch or not? It was Ayakolev rising at the centre of the net. There is going to be a challenge from Poland. The challenge will be for a block touch. Just there, off the finger, the slightest nick, and Poland knew it. It's their point. The touch carrying it long beyond the baseline, and it's their serve as well now with the heavily involved Huber. Touched over the top, flicked up by Russia, but to no avail. The score for Artur Szalpuk, and Poland are back level with back-to-back points. Artur Szalpuk hasn't done a great deal of damage so far for Poland at this Nations League, having been their top scorer at last year's tournament. A big, strong hit from Kliuka, who's up to 97 points over the course of this competition. 3 away from the century. 73 of those have come from attack hits. Kobzar's serve is a wicked one, but well fielded, really well fielded, and Szalpuk coming in. Perfect serve reception to put the ball right back on the net, and from there the setter had all of his options available. Tandem attack, Szalpuk coming in to rip it down the line. Kaczmarek to serve. And there's the Polish block, and you see the difference. The set was, instead of being right on the net, it was on the 3-meter line. Made it more difficult for Russia and allowed Poland to get their blockers in position on this near side. And what a response they've made now. There's another look at that Shelpuk point. On the previous play, we have our first error on serve as Łukasz Kaczmarek fires into the net. 5-5 over the first 10 points. Really good serving again from the Russians, but really good reception from Poland. Shelpuk once more into the triple block. And that time they built a big Russian wall to stop Artur Shelpuk. Three of them sewn together, watertight at the net. Kluka unable to continue his momentum from these early exchanges. Well, that one dropping just inside the baseline from Dmitry Volkov, so Russia have the edge. The first technical timeout will come when the leading team hits 8 points, so Russia just one away going into the first break with the lead. Ivan Yakovlev to serve for them. And they get the point on the big block, far side. Volkov alongside Kirkav. And Russia lead by 2 at the technical timeout here. Another big Russian block. We saw the triple block on the near side, that time the double block on the far side.
И техника. Контратаки их будет быстро передача в 4 при каждой ситуации. На технику.
Certainly the early exchanges of this one have shown that these two have the potential to go the distance. Russia just starting to open up the slightest bit of breathing room. They are on that very impressive 5-match winning streak after losing their opening match in the competition. Yakovlev remains on serve. Will the Russian run continue off the back of the technical timeout? Volek stopped despite the big hit against the top of the Polish block now. Touched over the block on the near side, caught the block on the way down. And squeezed through that triple block on this occasion. And out of bounds for a Polish point to stop that Russian run. Jakub Kokonowski on serve. Poland's joint best blocker so far in this competition. Speaking of blocks, how about that? The height from Huber and Volek on this near side. A big, strong, impenetrable wall. Kokonowski stays on the baseline. Poland have responded off the back of the technical timeout with back-to-back points. And what an emphatic end to their momentum delivered by Ilias Kirkav. Middle blocker getting up and getting some hack time at the net. Russia back ahead, 9-8. And serve into the net. So we're level again. They set for the backcourt attack this time, and Poletav was coming in emphatically. Left-hand lightning bolt from the number 15. The highest spike reach on the Russian roster. He showed every inch of it there. Dmitry Volkov to serve. Tandem attack. Down the pipe came Shelpuk, and he gets the point off the blocker. A very promising start from Artur Shelpuk, his third point already. Volek to serve. And to serve into the net, the 21-year-old. The starting lineup for Poland has a 20-year-old, two 21-year-olds and two 24-year-olds. Going to be facilitated by the 31-year-old setter Grzegorz Łomacz. It's Shelpuk again. He's searing hot early on, Artur Shelpuk. 4 points already for Poland's scintillating number 7. And Russia answer back with Yakovlev at the net again. Second time he's got plenty of height. Right on top of the net, Russia edged themselves back ahead 12-11. The running set putting him against no blocker in particular. Russia trying to save it as best they can off the net, but in the end it's a Polish point, and there's no separating these two over the first 24 points contested in the opening set here. The second technical timeout will come when the leading team hits 16. If you're new to the sport, it is first to 25 in each set. First to 15 in the 5th set if we require one. Cross-court set was right on the money that time from one side to the other, nailed by Poletav. Benefit of the second serve in this sport. It's such a difficult skill. One that's seen a few errors from Russia already now. Down the line, recovered by Kaczmarek. Straight over the net, should give Russia a chance to reset though. Delicate touch over the top of the block. Poland able to survive and able to win the point as well. Kokonowski. Russia really should have been on top of that rally. No penetration on the block. And Volek, in fact, it was who was able to fire off the left hand of the blocker towards the middle. Covered in the backcourt by Shelpuk. Volek, lovely use of the palm over the top. The roll shot dropping over the top of the block and down in front of the backcourt cover defense. Tremendous technique to help it over the top of 3 blockers at the net. And then in front of the libero as well. Russia doing their very best to delay this technical timeout as they get back within 1. His team are up by 2, remember, at the first technical timeout. They could well be behind heading into this one. Yakovlev to serve. Serve long, so they are. Poland have come from 2 points down at the last technical timeout to lead by 2 at this technical timeout. as we move on to the final stretch of the first set. Vitalainen's team with a big turnaround, leading 16-14, despite this very young roster, very young starting lineup. Both head coaches very animated in this technical timeout. Vitalainen for Poland certainly not allowing them to rest on this lead. Tuomas Samulvuo trying to figure out the best route back for Russia. And look to mirror what Poland did off the previous technical timeout. And they put those problems right and turn this back in their favour. That's a start. Jakub Kokonowski's serve is long. It halves the Polish lead. Viktor Poletav, the 23-year-old opposite, to serve this time for Russia. Shelpuk fielding really well. Russia will be able to get on top in the rally though and finish it. Ilias Kirkav. And is the perfect response off the back of that technical timeout. Back-to-back points to get back level. Kirkav up to 3. Level with Yakovlev to lead Russia. Such a difficult technique, the serve, and you can see how wrong it can go. It only takes a slight miscalculation. That ball 2 or 3 yards beyond the baseline. That's a really good response to that, though, and both teams struggling to hold serve. Kirkav up to 4 points now, level as the leading scorer in the match, along with Kvolek and Shelpuk of Poland. Volkov's serve was better calculated this time, and that was an error on the swipe at the net from Norbert Huber. Started very well with 2 early points. He's not had one since. Russia come from 2 down very quickly to lead. Volkov on serve again. He's had 8 aces in the tournament already. Recovered by the Libero in the backcourt, but Poland a chance to set right on top of the net against the triple block for the score. And they're back level, and this one is going right down to the wire, you feel. Kvolek now has 5 points to lead all scorers. He's on serve, the 21-year-old. Backcourt hit, recovered into the net. They have to help it over here, Poland on the final touch, and Russia a big chance to set right on top of the net for the backcourt hit again. Don't take advantage of it. Shelpuk into the triple block. Poland have to put it back to Shelpuk on the net against the triple block once more, and out of bounds off the hands of Kaczmarek on the far side. Russia, you feel, really didn't take too much advantage of the opportunities that presented themselves in that rally, but they escaped with the point anyway. Well left in the end by Dmitry Volkov. Ilias Kirkav on serve. Shelpuk to tip it against the double block, an awkward ricochet, and a Polish point. 4 touches called, the fault on the Russian side of the floor. was an awkward bounce off the net to deal with. Russia were unable to do so. Difficult to see all of the touches there. And we are going to have a timeout here. The finish line is in sight in this first set. Russia called for the error that time, means it's 19-19. We have seen already a couple of real momentum shifts off the back of timeouts in this first set. First for Poland, then for Russia. After the two technical timeouts, what are we going to see off the back of this timeout? Could be the decisive factor in handing this first set to one of these two big hitters. Norbert Huber to serve for Poland. Really good rally that's building here. Russia will hit from the 3-meter line. Too long though towards the back of the court from Peletav. So it's Poland after that timeout who edged their noses in front. It was an awkward hit for Peletav. That's a really good response though. And serve reception right back on top of the net, allowing a simple opportunity for Iakolev. 5 points for him now, level with Krolek and Shelpuk. Kobzar's serve, a wicked 1-2, recovered into the net, had to be helped over on the final touch. Now set on the near side, and again Russia struggling to get on top of the rally despite putting Poland on the back foot. And this time they are made to pay by the Poles as Poland get ahead and move just 4 points away from taking this first set. A joust at the net won by the team in red. Marek to serve. Back into the corner, and that's a really good serve reception. Another point for Iakolev. (21-21). Just cannot split these two early on. Marek has gone to the bench here for Poland as they make the first change. Gobbling those up on top of the net the whole of this first set. The Russian number 9. Big change as well with Podliesnik coming in. May well be that we see confirmation of changes off the back of the timeout, or perhaps they've just gone to a timeout instead. We saw Kaczmarek go to the bench early. This is pivotal now with points at a premium. Both teams just 4 away from hitting that magical 25 mark. If you're new to the sport, again, just a reminder of how it works. First to 25, but it is win by 2 clear points. Igor Kliuka's serve straight into the net. We have had changes because Poland have Dawid Konarski in who's been their joint top scorer over the first 2 weeks with 55 points. He's wearing the number 3 jersey. Poland serving into the net as well. Nervy times with the set this close. Yakovlev, Russia's top scorer so far on serve. It slipped through the hands of Volleyball, who had to rely on his teammate to recover. Oh, what a big block from Poland, and boy did they recover from that initial slip on the serve reception. And Volleyball was a part of that block to make amends. Kochanovsky at the centre might have got the final and decisive touch. And he will go to the bench now with Alexander Śliwka coming in. Poland's joint second top scorer coming into this weekend with 32 points. What a rocket of a hit from Poletav. He got height and power to get Russia level. (23-23) the score, as we see a number of changes towards the end of this set. Poletav, who had that really big hit just a few moments ago, is on serve. Whoever wins this point will have the first set point opportunity. Such is the importance of the next serve. We are going to have a timeout before it's taken.
That's why you pay me.
Poland 23, Russia 23. Russia with the 1 timeout remaining. Poland have used their full quota for this first set. Poletav serve. Here we go. Who will have the first set point? Really well dug out. And hit from the far side. That's going to be a long way beyond the baseline. Too far to recover. And it is Russia who have the edge. Viktor Poletav will serve for the first set here. Poletav has been a key part of this Russian performance here in the first set. 3 points for him already. Some good serving, and he'll look to continue. Poland survive though. Bartosz Kwolek, who's up to 6 points for the set. Out of bounds off the touch of the blockers, 24-24. And we're going the distance and then some in set 1. First to 26 now it becomes. Grzegorz Łomacz, the Polish captain. Gets the serve over the net. And Russia were looking to return it with interest, but got shut down on top of the net by a huge Poland block. And now Poland will have a set point. First, we'll have that final timeout in the first set here. Have Russia missed their opportunity? Russia 24, Poland 25 is the score. Russia have had their set point and failed to take it. Now Poland have theirs. Really well dug out down on the deck by Popivchak, the libero. Chance to fire on the near side. Can they help it over? No, they can't. Volek delivers the vital blow at the end of set one. And the world champions have the edge over the defending Nations League champions. Poland survive facing a set point to take theirs and to take this first set 26-24. So Poland ahead, and Russia have a real challenge now to try and keep their long winning streak alive in this competition. They'll have to come from behind to get the win here on the first day of competition on week 3 in Urmia, Iran. You can see this arena is really nicely filling up now, ready for the pool hosts Iran taking on Canada a little later on. So they've been treated already to a fabulous first set between these two teams ranked both in the top 5 in the world. Poland coming from behind to beat Russia in a set that was close for the vast majority from start to finish. Russia will have to regroup and respond here to keep that fabulous run going. Team with the target on their backs this competition as the defending champions Russia. Some of the best moments there from a 26-24 first set in Poland's favour. The world champions with a couple of extra points off attack hits, a couple of extra on block as well, and 2 more on opposition errors. (26-24) the overall score. Russia are hoping to win 6 straight Nations League matches for the second time. They had a run of 7 wins in a row in last year's preliminary round. They're going to have to try and come from behind here, trailing by 1 set to love to win this one. And that's a perfect start to doing that job. Ilias Kirkav. Markov towering at the net and scoring his 6th point to lead all Russian scorers. The leading scorer in the match is Bartosz Kfolek, the number 18 for Poland, who's got 8 points. There he was again. His hit stopped this time. He'll reload. Instead, it goes the other way. And Norbert Huber is able to score his 3rd point, but his first since right at the start of set 1. Absolutely hammered that between the legs of Dmitry Volkov in the backcourt. The joust to the net, won by Russia. We're back ahead again. If the opening 3 points are anything to go by, this second set could be as tight as the first. Two powerful volleyball nations refusing to budge. There's another Russian point. They did start well in the first set, Russia. Just about mirroring that at the start of the second. They led by 2 points at the first technical timeout and then let it slip. Kaczmarek with the body shot to his opponent. A rocket of a right hand from Łukasz Kaczmarek. And Poland back in business. That was a one-on-one attack hit opportunity. Very nearly Shelpuk able to get the block on it. We'll see here, he gets across and gets it down, but just wide of the sideline. Russia just getting away with that. Igor Kliuka to serve. It'll be a big day for him tomorrow. He celebrates his 24th birthday here in Iran. Winning this one, I'm sure, would be the perfect early present. Vital Heinen, the Polish head coach, is not happy about something. His team trailing by 2 at the start of this second set. They have such great strength in depth on the Polish roster for this tournament. He's been able to replace a number of key players with a number of young players, several of which will hope to make their major tournament debuts through the course of this weekend. One already has done in Norbert Huber, who's got 3 points and was in the starting lineup. Got another 5 uncapped players on this 14-man roster for this weekend. His protests will continue. Not able to see why at the moment. Maybe we'll find out. We're going to take a look at something. Could it have been for that block that was out of bounds on the sideline? Vital Heinen seems absolutely convinced in his argument. A man who won 150 caps as a player for Belgium. He's a coach who demands perfection, as too does Tuomas Samulvuo, who had an amazing 296 caps for Finland as a player before coaching his nation to a first appearance at a World Championships in 32 years in 2014. Two men to really look up to on the two respective benches for the two respective sets of players. No doubt about that. There's so much talent out on court as well, so much young talent. Russia's roster is a little more experienced in terms of having players who've actually played at this level, but it's still very young. A number of 23 and 24-year-olds in their starting lineup. There's a fair bit of debate and discussion going on here. Now, this point was awarded to Russia with the block out of bounds from the Polish player. Just look at the expression on the face of Vital Hayden. It looks as though the point has been perhaps overturned. Discussions continue. As the atmosphere heats up a little bit more, the players have to do their very best to stay warm out on court, with the action having been paused for quite some time now. And not too long after the start of this second set as well. Who's this break going to favour, you wonder? Well, Timeouts Samulvuo trying to make the most of it by getting a message or two across to his players. There's a lengthy stoppage. Officials trying to remain calm, trying to explain what's happening to the players. Interesting to see that Russia are talking about what perhaps they're going to do as a plan going forward from this point, whereas Poland are focused on their protests. And coach Samulvuo will hope that his team can take advantage of that. Big disappointment for Poland to miss out on the podium in this competition last year, especially having been the team that, of course, went on to win the World Championship shortly after. They did get to the final six in Lille a year ago, but finished fifth overall. Before that, in 20 editions of the World League, the forerunner to this competition, they won gold in Sofia in 2012, bronze on home soil in Gdansk in 2011. But that is it. They've won just one of those 21 previous editions. And Coach Vital Hayden will be desperate to claim gold here as one of the favourites for the competition. This is surely the biggest test they will get across the course of this weekend against a Russian side that won the competition a year ago. Now, Coach Vital Hayden's been further angered here by the decision of the official to stick to the original call on court. It looks as though this will be a Russian point. It doesn't stop the protests from Coach Vital Hayden, who is always so animated and so passionate, even when his team are ahead and doing well. He has to be careful here to avoid some kind of punishment. And his team do well to respond on court straight away after a very long break. So Poland halved the deficit, even though their coach is still unhappy. That's a complete miss hit by Dmitry Volkov. Nowhere near the block, nowhere near the baseline. Poland are level with back-to-back points. despite that long break being one that angered Poland so much, they responded very well to it. Although that serve is wide of the sideline and Russia edge ahead again. Ivan Iakovlev to serve for them. Backcourt hit from this near side against the block, which was then tipped in the backcourt out of bounds. Ilias Kirkav with his 7th point of the contest for Russia. Only Poland's Kvolek has more. And Iakovlev, who served well, numerous points in this match, remains on the baseline. That serve has put Poland in a spot of bother as well. They're able to recover, but surely just delays the inevitable. Ilias Kirkav again at the net. So Russia back ahead by 2. We are going to have a timeout, only a point before the technical timeout. The timeout called to try and stop the bleeding for Poland. Short and succinct message delivered by coach Vital Heinen. Quickly making sure nobody from the opposite team sees it. You can tell that he desperately wants to win this. A defeat would leave Poland in a difficult position, having won just 4 out of 7. It is so competitive to try and finish in what will probably be the top 5, given that the USA are currently out of the top 6, but they qualify automatically for the final 6 as hosts in Chicago. Poland here are up by 4 points. Well, Russia rather are up by 4 points. Score incorrect at the bottom of your picture. It is Russia who lead 8-4. Coach Tuomas Samulvuo's team lost the first set. They have responded here in set 2. And this is the largest lead that either team has had at any point. And you can see the atmosphere really building, and the Iranian flags waving already. This place will be very loud later on when Iran play Canada, another team who are in good form. Nice touch of the net from Kokonowski. Poland put 1 stitch in that wide open wound that's been inflicted by Russia. Back within 3. Artur Shelpuk to serve. 7 points for him so far. Only just recovered on the far side by Russia against the triple block of Poland. They'll come again though. Snuck past the double block this time, but Poland can set to the far side. Awkward backcourt here. That was adjusted and then moved across to the far side, and somehow Russia, well, they think they've won the point. There may well be a challenge. It's been awarded to Poland. Russia really making a meal out of the attack, and then they thought they'd recovered to win it. That was my initial instinct as well, that this was going to be a Russian point, but they will have a little stoppage of game when we get this figured out. Looks like there will be a challenge. He'd be angered by the decision again. You wonder, could be a point taken off Poland. Let's wait to find out. The first referee for the two head coaches and two sets of players and the fans here. It's been a bitty, scrappy stop-start beginning to this set. One that could be very significant overall in the scope of the match. Is there a touch? Is there a fault? Is there a decision? Well, there is. And Poland retain the point. Oh, what a big block that is. Just squeezing the ball over the top of the net. Igor Kobzar, the captain, leading by example. Really good penetration of the net, getting his arms over the top and angling them down to make sure the ricochet favoured his team. Russia making a change after that as well. Victor Poletav to serve for them. And to serve up an ace, and Russia back up by 4 with that breathing room once more. We've seen some really good serving from Poletav, some big hits as well. And he measured that one to perfection on serve. Five points for the number 15 now. That one was tearing its way to the baseline again. Poland just about able to stretch every fibre of those fingertips in the block to angle this one back down for the point. They were on their way back down, the blockers, but they were able to hang long enough. Milliseconds making the difference. Milliseconds and millimeters. Kokonowski can only serve into the net off the back of that, though. Russia are able to continue to hold Poland at arm's length. And opening up even a bigger gap now with Ilyas Kirkav. At the net again, he's dominating the stats right now. 9 points to lead all scorers. And Russia are dominating Poland here in this second set.
I mean, that's we have to do it. It's not the scoreboard, guys. It's what we have to do. Yeah, food has to pass. You cannot stand away. That's what I mean. We have to play.
Vital Heinen taking a timeout again to try and sort Poland out. There's still a long way to go in this second set, but they're already facing an uphill task here against a Russian team very much in the ascendancy. Russia have stretched an 8-6 advantage at the technical timeout to a 12-7 advantage momentarily before that serve hits the net and gives Poland something to build off. Marcin Janusz off the bench. The Polish setter to serve and to get them their second point in quick succession. To breathe new life into the Polish lungs. Łukasz Kaczmarek got the decisive touch at the net. Such a high reach and stretch from Kirkav. Took several players going down to the deck for Poland to remain alive, and they do more than that. Kaczmarek again. 2 quick-fire points for him. And Poland have very quickly closed a 5-point deficit down to just 2. Russia making changes to try and steady the ship again. So tough to maintain momentum though when you can't get those serves right. It's a stark contrast to other sports like tennis, where the serve can and usually is an advantage. It's not here, it's a disadvantage. It's such a difficult skill. It's going to be another Russian score. The ship has been steadied. The captain of it, Tuomas Samulveo, pacing up and down anxiously. His team back up by 4 though. 2 points away from the second technical timeout of the second set, as they look to level the match at 1-1. Elias Kirkav on serve. The top of the double block, recovered really well on this near side by Kliuka, helped over the top for another point for Russia. They have raced back into their largest lead of 5 points so far. Over the top of Huber and Kaczmarek, beyond the backcourt cover as well. Huber looking to respond, is stopped. This time they can recover in the backcourt, the back set to the near side, but what a block that is for Russia. Ivan Iakovlev again. He's been a man-mountain at the net so far. Perfectly angled into the space in the backcourt, and Russia are racing away here at the second technical timeout. It's not yet mission impossible for Poland, but it does look like mission improbable here in this second set, down by 6 to the reigning Nations League champions. And that having won the first set, 26-24. It would take a run like no other from Poland in this match so far to get back into contention in this second set. Russia are riding a wave of momentum with Kirkav on serve still. Did that get a touch off the blockers? No, is the call from the official. And Poland have completely lost their way. Artur Szelpuk, the personification of the frustration that's building in their ranks right now. He couldn't miss early on. He scored 4 of their first 11 points in the match. He's only added 3 since. They get that one despite the blockers getting everything on it. They couldn't angle it down. Poland have to still believe in their ability to turn this around, but they need to put together some really good serves. Something they haven't been able to do at any point in this second set. Bartosz Kwolek is the next on the baseline for them. They're running out of time. They're running out of options of players who can put together a run on serve. Kwolek is the leading scorer for them so far in this match with 9 points. Facing a bit of a delay before taking this serve. And firing it straight into the net. That is the last thing they wanted. Russia by 7 and only 7 points away. So from this point on, Poland would have to at least double the score of Russia to go and win the set. It's looking increasingly likely that this will be tied up at 1-1. That's just one back. They need many more. Really good sliced hit from the far side, though. The blockers weren't penetrating that time. They weren't close enough to the net either. Oh, does that land in? It does, for Norbert Huber. Coming up with the ace when Poland so desperately needed one. Back-to-back scores for them. Gives them a little bit of optimism, a little bit of hope, but they still trail by 5. This time Huber's serve stopped and returned with interest for the score. Yakovlev, who was convinced it got a touch, and so too was the official. One of those 2 blockers at the net. Kaczmarek and Kokonowski. That is a rocket of a serve, too hot to handle on the baseline. And Russia back up by 7. Tomasz Fornell, who just come in fairly recently for Poland, thrown in at the deep end. Oh, 2 aces in quick succession. How about that from Igor Kliuka? Russia looking to finish this second set swiftly. That was some serve from their top scorer in this competition. This time off the net. Really good dig to keep it alive. And then tipped over the top, but surely just to delay the inevitable. It was Piotr Łukasik wearing the number 27 jersey there, who's making his debut at senior level for Poland. A few of the lesser experienced players have come in off the bench. And the blockers really well formed there at the net. Kokonowski at the centre of it. And at the very least, they're making this scoreline look a little more respectable in the second set, Poland. Łukasz Kaczmarek to serve for them, down by 6 with Russia only 4 away. Off the top of the block and too far across to the far side, the hit from Jaroslav Podliesnik. And Russia get one big step closer. Off one big hit from Podliesnik. There's another hit from Łukasik. He had to really arch his back to get over the top of that one, and delivered a superb right-hander. Perhaps playing for more minutes, at least in the third set. Because surely there's no recovering this second set now for Poland. Russia 2 points away, leading by 7. Poletov with that point. He's up to 6 now. Poletov's serve. Really well fielded by Poland. Piotr Łukasik was behind it and dealt with the power so well, allowing his team to get back on the front foot and score the point. He's impressed since coming in, Piotr Łukasik, wearing the number 27. A couple of hits, a block, and that serve reception. Was that on the line? Yes, it was for Poland, although Russia think otherwise. The blockers were tightly packed together, got to the net, thought they'd angled it correctly, so too did the official. Russia felt it was wide of the sideline and it should have been their score. If it is their score, if this point is overturned, then they have a whole heap of set points to try and tie this match up. Well, there you can see the ball comfortably planted onto the line. It remains a Polish point, and they remain just about in this set. Jakub Kokonowski ready to serve. It looked as though Tuomas Samulvuo was thinking about the timeout there for Russia, just to try and get them to regroup and finish the job here in the second set. Let's see. Yep, the timeout has been called. See the line here. We've seen conclusive evidence that it was right onto the line. This timeout will have been called primarily just to calm Russia down, allow them to regroup and refocus on the task in hand. They need just 2 more points. They have a healthy lead over Poland, although Poland have got back-to-back points. So Russia trying to stop them building any momentum. We have seen comebacks from this position, but it's very rare. Comebacks from this position are even rarer. Russia now with 6 set points. Jaroslav Podliesnik will serve for them. The first of those 6 set points, Poland able to survive. There's absolutely no room for error on serve though here for Marcin Janusz. That one waterfalling inside of the block. Oh, the Polish blockers are there. Right at the centre, perfect. From the Poles, led by Norbert Huber. 4 points to overcome still. But they have given themselves at least a fighting chance. Good penetration, despite the pace of the attack. Marcin Janusz again has to get his calculations spot on here on serve. Russia have done it, and the third time of asking on those set points. They take the second set to tie the match up. The defending Nations League champions bouncing back. And now we go to a pivotal third. Poland did their best to make the scoreline look as respectable as possible, but Russia pulled away fairly early on after the first technical timeout, and were able in the end rather comfortably to finish the job and take the set by 5 points, 25-20. Welcome back to the Al Ghadir Sports Complex in Iran. There we see the overall match stats. But Russia winning that second set by 5 points, 25-20, to tie the match at 1-1. Now we go to an all-important pivotal third set, because whichever team loses this will be facing the prospect of needing to win each of the last 2 sets to claim a victory. Best of 5 sets. If we go all the way to the 5th, it will be first to 15 points rather than first to 25. We'll see if Poland can recover after a disappointing second set here, or if Russia can maintain their momentum and continue to pick up pace. The leading scorer in this one is Ilias Kirkav with 10 points for Russia. And Poland's Kwolik has 9 to lead them. You can see that trying to rally the Polish troops was Jakub Popivczak, the libero, going around everybody, getting them G'd up for the start of this third set. Russia will start with Yaroslav Podliesnik on serve. Another player who plays his club volleyball with the new Russian League champions, coached by the same coach of the national team, Taramas Samulvuo. You can see what it means for Poland just to win that first point there. They really needed a lift after a disappointing end to the second set. Volleyball to serve, their leading scorer. That one absolutely drilled into the body of the libero. Cross court, like an arrow to the chest of Popivjak. This was absolutely unstoppable. Bang! And the attack goes to the far side, beautifully placed down the line by Kaczmarek. Really well ran by the setter that time, the back set for Marcin Janusz. He's one of those debutants for the national team in this tournament. These two split over the first 4 points of the third set. Cooper's serve too long, although well angled. He just got a bit too much power on it. And he goes to the bench and gets an earful from coach Vitelhainen. Kokonowski with a cracker at the net. Got so much height and hang time. Jakub Kokonowski, who stands at around 2 meters tall, maybe got up another meter from there. So Rasper that's well fielded in the back court, but not able to get past the advertising boards on the far side to recover further. Igor Kliuka, who leads the whole tournament in aces, serves into the net, right on cue. 14 aces over the first 2 weeks, which was at least 3 more than any other player in the tournament. And he got a couple early in the second set of this one to add to that impressive tally. Kokonowski getting a big piece of that, but can only deflect it out of bounds. So Russia ahead. Kovlev, who was another really impressive performer for them in that second set, along with Kurkav. He's on serve now, 6 points so far. Volleyball responding. And he hits double figures already, the Polish number 18. 8 of those 10 points off spikes. A couple of blocks as well. (5-5) with Kokonowski set to serve. A man who ranked 5th for blocks in last year's first round of all competitors. Volleyball unable to deal with that one from the far side again. We've seen plenty of power coming from that far wing for Russia through Podliesnik. Cross court and no touch, the hit from Kaczmarek. Russia up by 2 and just a point away from the technical timeout. This, you feel, is a big point for Poland, who let it slip around this point in the second set and saw Russia open up a big gap. And they're going to let it slip again here. That should help them out, although Russia are claiming there was a touch on that serve before it went long beyond the baseline. Doesn't look as though there'll be a challenge, though. Marcin Janusz to serve for Poland. They get an ace towards the end of that second set. They can set right on top of the net. Again coming in with the power, but shut down was Podliesnik. And 3 blockers watertight on the near side for Russia to take them into the first technical timeout of the third set with the lead. In fact, we saw the changing of that previous point. So Russia 7-6 the score. Now they're into the technical timeout with the lead. 2 huge blocks in quick succession, one on the near side, one on the far side. And Russia, as was the case in the second set, lead at the first technical timeout here in the third set by 8 points to 6.
Ok, dai!
Poland have some sorting out to do again. This was the pivotal point, you feel, in the second set. They were down by the same scoreline at the same stage. And then they saw Russia race away and open up a gap of as many as 7 points. They can't afford to allow them to do that again here in the third set. Podliesnik to serve, has impressed in this third set since coming in. That was an impressive leap for Poland. Karol Kłos has just come into the game as well, looking to make his presence felt. What a block that is for Poland, and Kłos was a part of it. 2 of them there down the centre. I'm not sure it was the number 77 who got the final touch. They certainly made it hard for Russia to find any gaps. Krolek with the dipping serve, recovered. The hit has to come from the 3-metre line across court. It's a Russian point. I'm not sure from this position if that was a block touch or if the ball landed in. Let's see if we can tell from these pictures. It was in comfortably in the end, inside the corner. Kirkaf to serve, leading the way of all scorers with 11 points. He'll recover on the far side as well, but it was in the end a second bite of the cherry for Łukasz Kaczmarek, who gobbled it up. 9-9. Poland have recovered from that 2-point deficit at the technical timeout. They're back level again. And they turn that recovery into a lead with Karol Kłos to serve. Just encouraging his teammates to get there. The jabs to the net. Russia get the point though. Despite the best efforts, of course, in the backcourt to help his team dig deep on defense. Shelpuk back in business. Artur Shelpuk, who started so well and then faded away. He's up to 9 points now as the third leading scorer in this match. Łukasz Kaczmarek to serve. Kept alive by Krolek. Shelpuk, really great penetration on that block. Kiyuka alongside Yakovlev. They're able to watch the ball hang in the air as it came towards Shelpuk. It allowed them the time to get into position and then to angle their arms over the top of the net and make the defense so difficult to breach. And that time you see the exact opposite. The antithesis of the previous play, because Kochanovski was able to pull the trigger so quickly and there was absolutely no time whatsoever for the Russian blockers to get in position. And that time the Polish block working well. Kochanovski a part of the defense and the offense over the last few plays. Wow, that's a Russian point. Now, Łukasz Kaczmarek seemed to duck out the way of the hit, which dropped comfortably in. It's an error on his part. And he's just won the Polish League title with Zaksa Kajeshen-Koszla. (12-12). Far side backcourt attack finds its way all the way through, despite a couple of Russian players getting a touch. Poland retake the lead. Out of the game will come Yakovlev. Kochanovski has been a prominent figure in this third set. On serve now. It's a really good hit from Poletav because it was a hanging pass towards him, made it difficult for him to angle his body effectively. A man who was Russia's leading scorer in both of their last two matches. Able to add another to his tally here. Had 19 points against the USA, 17 against Italy. It's 8 for Poletav so far in this one. And then Russia had another on their serve as well. Poletav up to 9. Russia up by 1. Serving up a facial to Shelpuk. Attack far side against the block. And another point for Podliesnik, who's got all 4 of his points so far, I believe, here in the third set. The 14 coming to the fore. Russia able to go up by 2, only 1 point away from the technical timeout, but Poland calling the timeouts already. Trying to prevent the same thing happening to them here in set 3 that happened in set 2. Russia are showing their power with plenty of purpose right now. It's a huge challenge for this young roster under Ital Heinen here in Iran to stop the 5-game winning streak of Russia. After that fairly slow start, Russia have really picked up pace since over sets 2 and 3. Frolek trying to touch it around the block and did ever so well to do so. He saw the double block forming and he adjusted the shot mid-air. And there was a gap between the block and the sideline. Just there, just over the right shoulder of Dmitry Kovalev. Celebration of the Russian head coach Tuomas Samulveo after that point. He knows what it means to head into the technical timeout with the edge. Podliesnik to serve. Russia up by 2. Great recovery in the backcourt, pouncing down upon it from Popichav, and Poland get the point as well. Tremendous play from the libero. The block deflected to the backcourt. Popichav was there to recover for Poland. And that allowed them to score the point and half the deficit. Not for long though, as Alexander Śliwka, who's in off the bench, fires the serve into the net. Joint second top scorer coming into this weekend, but he's not been able to get going so far in this one. And back within 1 again. You can see what it means now at this crucial stage of the match, and you can see what it means to these fans to have such a high level of international volleyball being played in their country, in their city here in Urmia, and to have their team about to take to the floor after the conclusion of this one. A real party-like atmosphere already building. A really dramatic third set, very much building between Russia and Poland in the first match on this court of the weekend. Poland getting level for a few seconds before the wayward serve of Karol Kłos. Russia ahead 18-17. Dmitry Kovalev off the bench in this set will serve for Russia here. They'll put it right on top of the net for a joust. It comes back, the back set to the far side for Russia. Diving save from Popichav again. Śliwka against the double block, recovered off this near side of the court. A big hit against the triple Polish block, but they weren't able to get tight to the net. And Russia lead by 2 at a crucial stage. 19-17 here in the third set. Both head coaches have made a number of changes, but it looks to be the changes of coach Samulveo of Russia that'll carry them to victory at the moment. Kokonowski might have something else to say about that. Double figures emphatically for him now as he hits 10 points. Kaczmarek to serve as Poland look to get level. That was fired down the line, but too long. And Poland are level, 19-19. First to 25 here in the third set. They did really well to get out the way of that hit. We are going to have a timeout here with both teams 6 points away from that 25-point mark. This is crunch time here in the third set now. Two rosters that are comparatively inexperienced to a number of rosters that these two nations have put out already in this competition, although there are experienced players on them to guide the younger players. Kaczmarek on serve, the 24-year-old firing wide, and Russia ahead. Kliuka, their ace in the pack, can only fire into the net. Two aces already in this one, 16 in the tournament, but nothing doing that time for Igor Kliuka. Artur Szelpuk to serve now for Poland. The set comes from a long way back. Now, did Szelpuk get a touch on that? Maybe somebody did before him as well. Either way, it's a Russian point. And Szelpuk perhaps would have been better off leaving that one. I'm not sure it was going in or not. Let's have a look here. It may have been going out of play. Yakovlev to serve. Good serve reception on top of the net. Russia trying to keep it alive, have to help it over now. Kokonowski, back set for the backcourt attack far side. They'll set it right off the baseline, tipped over the top of the block. Across to the near side against the triple block of Russia. This rally continues, far side attack over the top of the triple block. Lost in the air for a moment, recovered, 3-meter line hit against the triple block that shifts into position again. Far side now over the top of the block with a touch along the way and a point for Russia to move within 3 of taking the third. Tremendous rally this between these two teams. Back and forth. Good defense, good offense. Nobody budging an inch. We'll try and look out for that touch from the block on the final hit that carried the ball out of bounds. It was a fine touch, but right under the nose of the official on that far side. Look at how quickly the two front lines were shifting into position, but they weren't able to shift quick enough that time, the Polish block, to elevate and hang and to get over the top of that hit. So Russia by 2 at 22-20. He knows how close Russia are. This would put them in a great position. The winner of this set is guaranteed a point in the standings. And Russia now up by 3, and that's because Even a defeat over 5 sets gives you a point. A 5-set victory gives you 2 points. A win in 3 or 4 sets gives you 3 points. So Russia looking to put themselves in a position from which to try and take maximum points by winning 3-1. They will guarantee themselves at least a point. Kochanovski gets 1 back for Poland. There's still 2 down with Russia only 2 away. Kochanovski up to 11. Only Kvolek for Poland has more. His serve is too long, and Russia have 3 set points. Poletov to serve. 13 points for him to lead all scorers now. Looking to lead Russia in scoring for the 3rd straight match. It was a really good serve. A shanked reception, recovered though. And a chance now for Poland to get on top of the rally. And they saved the first of those 3 set points. They got away with the serve reception, but boy did they make the most of it. The timeout called with Russia up by 2. And this has been a really hotly contested battle, as we expected it would be, between these 2 teams. The first set that lasted 31 minutes, a second set that lasted 37 minutes. And now we're at the half-hour mark of the 3rd set. And Russia have retaliated to turn this match on its head. From 1 set down, they lead 2 sets to 1. The defending Nations League champions on the charge again. The 25-22 3rd set in their favour. And now Poland face a must-win 4th. Over the top of the front line of defence, beyond the second line. They got a touch along the way off somebody, and that was enough to give Russia the set. Welcome back to the Al Ghadir Sports Complex here in Iran, where Poland serve at the start of a must-win fourth set. It's not the start they wanted, with Russia landing the first blow of the fourth. The third set lasted exactly half an hour, so each set has gone to the half-hour mark at least so far. Russia taking it 25-22 in the end, and picking up right where they left off here, scoring the first 2 points of the fourth. Coach has been flustered for a while now in front of the Polish bench. May well be challenging this. Russia's number 15, Poletav, leads the way of all scorers now with 14 points. Poland's Bartosz Kwolek has 13 to lead them. Each and every point they can get at the moment, they could do with a helping hand from the video challenge. Is there a block touch or not? It's so difficult to see even with those pictures. Looks like they've overturned it though. So Poland level at 1-1. Successful challenge. And a successful response from Russia's number 9, Yakovlev. Dmitry Kovalev, the 28-year-old setter, to serve. All the way through the hands of Shelpuk, but a tremendous recovery behind him by the libero Popivchak. He won't get to that one though, having only just got back into position. Yakovlev taking full advantage. Russia are up by 2 now. Russians edging point by point, blow by blow, step by step, closer to a 6th straight Nations League win. And they're building up a lead already here in this fourth set by 3 points now. And after only 5 points of this fourth set, a timeout call by Vital Heinen on the Polish bench. Kovalev remains on serve here as Russia look to keep the run going. Shelpuk stopped by the block, and they keep it going emphatically. Russia up by 4 points already here in the fourth. Shelpuk unable to breach the double block. Coach Vital Heinen unable to find the answers despite the timeout. The questions that Russia are posing right now to the Poles are difficult ones. Block was penetrating right over the top of the net, but stood right on the sideline. You can see it goes off the left wrist, down and out. Trying to solve the problems, Hayden has put Dawid Konarski in off the bench, Poland's number 3. One of their biggest offensive weapons. Talking of offensive weapons, Poletav with power, drilled down to the deck. Russia back up by 4. 16 now for Poletov. Oh, Konarski, ring rusty as he comes in and completely miscues. A player who has put together some really impressive performances in this competition already. He's the only player to have led Poland twice in scoring in this campaign. 22 points against Australia, 11 against China. The 5-point Russian lead quickly turns back into 4 with that serve only finding the net from Kliuka, who's lost his way from the baseline after a couple of early aces. Up by Popivchak. And that got a couple of touches on its way through, so Poland with back-to-back points to close the gap to 3. Russia only a point off the technical timeout. Konarski remains on serve. They need something special from him to try and drag them back into contention. Folek's hit got a touch at the net and then in the backcourt as well. And boy, did they get something special from Konarski, but it's recovered way behind the baseline and tipped over. Against the triple block on the far side, Konarski helps it across court right to the top of the net. Too much on it. And Russia are able to recover after that Konarski cracker of a serve, and able to come out the other side with the point. And they move into the technical timeout with a 4-point edge here in the 4th. We'll see how that rally ended, but it would be great to see the start of it as well. That Konarski serve that got Russia against the ropes. They came back swinging. That's what Poland have to do now. Come back swinging. They're down by 4 in a set that they have to win. Coach Vital Heinen continues to search for the answers. Wind in the sails of coach Samuel Vuo and his team. Too many empty seats left in this arena now. These fans in Urmia ready for their team, Iran, taking on Canada a little later on this court. Still plenty to be decided, though, between 2 of the world's top 5, Poland and Russia. Poland doing their best to try and close the gap here. Kokonowski taking to the skies once more, firing it between the arms of Ilias Kirkav. And what a hit coming in to finish the tandem attack from Podliesnik. Over the 3rd and 4th sets, he has really picked up pace, Podliesnik, up to 7 points now. back down to 3 with the error on serve. Well, let's have the man unable to help Russia build momentum, Kokonowski. Touch past the double block that was forming on the far side, helped back towards the net. They have to put it over on the final touch. It was a nice idea, but didn't quite have the execution to match from Dmitry Kovalev. And Poland have been able to halve what had been a 4-point deficit early on in a must-win set for them. Kokonowski remains on serve. More comfortable reception that time. Coming down the pipe for the big backcourt hit to get Russia back up by 3. Liuka up to 8 points. Podliesnik to serve now. And boy, was that a fabulous serve from the man who's been catching fire in the 4th, Podliesnik. Right back into the corner with power and precision. That was a stunning ace. Slivka thought it was going long and left it. He might not have been able to recover it anyway. Konarski and the block too long. They weren't able to get their arms angled down over the net. David Konarski, who's been the emergency break glass option for coach Vital Heinonen, has started to find his mark. Russia back up by 4. Poland can't seem to do anything on their serve at the moment, which is hampering their comeback attempt. They ask Kirkav to serve for Russia when we come back off this timeout. Well, even if you don't understand or can't hear the message from coach Vital Heinonen, the body language says it all. He is not happy right now with the performance of this young, inexperienced Polish team. They are developing and learning on the job. And not learning fast enough as far as he's concerned. For all the youngsters they have, there's plenty of experience out there on the court right now. It's a start off the back of the timeout to closing this gap. Karol Kwas, one of the oldest and most experienced on the roster with the point, the 29-year-old. Again, they just can't seem to help themselves on serve, though. But, both teams really struggling to hold serve right now. That will only favour Russia, who have got this gap in their favour. They're edging closer and closer. Oh, that could have been awkward coming off the top of the net. Konarski there to bail out Poland, though. He scores another, Konarski, off the bench. Needs must in this 4th set. He's got 3 points now. Winning the offense is The young, inexperienced setter Marcin Janusz, and the experienced hitter making the most of that back set. Good recovery down low by Janusz as well. Konarski touches it over. Back-to-back scores for him. 4 points of Poland's 11 in this set for Dawid Konarski. And Poland have halved the gap. Konarski threading the eye of the needle. Delightful finish with the fingertips between the arms of the defense. Oh, what a block for Russia. Two players towering in tandem and penetrating with purpose. Their arms were in a perfect position. Look at how far they get over the top of the net here and angle the arms down. Kliuka with his third ace of this match and his 17th of the tournament already. Igor Kliuka right back to the corner, right onto the line, unstoppable. And perhaps maybe so to a Russia now, as they open up a bigger gap with their main man on serve. Konarski. Back set to the far side, fired past the block, recovered in the backcourt. Konarski to hit it off balance. Another chance right on top of the net for Russia, somehow kept up by the Polish libero Popivchak. Far side, back to Popivchak again. That one too hot to handle though. Russia unloaded absolutely everything on the Polish number 23. And he did his very best to dig deep, to dig his heels in on defense. But in the end, Russia had too much firepower. Kliuka, who had the ace on the previous point, started that mega rally. Konarski had a couple of attempts. And the impressive defense of Jakub Popivchak in the end was to no avail. Konarski over the top of the triple block that time. Back set far side. Popivchak was there, but got too much on it. So Russia up by 5 at the technical timeout. This one is starting to slip for Poland now. Trailing by 2 sets to 1 and trailing by 5 in a must-win fourth. With Igor Kliuka building steam on serve. Konarski. He'll get that point for Poland and they'll stop the run of Kliuka on serve. Despite it being a good one to him, it was really well fielded. And that allowed the opportunity for Janusz to back set from the 3-meter line and Konarski to finish. Konarski can't respond on serve himself though. Russia back up by 5 again. And the ace for Russia. Another man steps up on the baseline for them and delivers. Ivan Iakovlev. That's his first ace. After Kliuka scored his third. They've also had one from Kirkav, 2 from Poletav, and another from Podlesnik. Those serves really making the difference for coach Samuel Vuur's team. Brings to an end the run on serve for Yakovlev. Russia with a healthy 6-point advantage. Poland facing an uphill task to go on and reach the final 6. If they lose here, they'll fall to 4-3. And that loss here does look far more likely after that point from Podliesnik. It seems now only a matter of time for Russia to seal the deal. Let's go back to 2010 for a team to win the Nations League or World League as reigning world champions. That was Brazil. Something Poland are trying to do here, having won the 2018 World Championships. Russia, though, looking to cling on to their Nations League title. Blocked to the net by Kwas, who was all on his own, and then fired through the triple block that was only just starting to form. Russia are racing away. Poland's chances here are hanging by a thread. The block was closer together than I thought initially, but Podliesnik was still able to find a gap. He's one of 4 Russians scoring in double figures now, the number 14. Drilled right back to his feet. Poland still down by 6, though. Russia have Yakovlev on 10 points, Kirkav and Podliesnik on 11, and then Poletav leading the way on 18. They have to help that one over. It gives Poland a chance to set on top of the net. Perfect precision on the return, right to the top of the net, but not allowing Russia to reach over. And Poland have scored back-to-back points. Marcin Janusz to serve for them, to try and keep this run going, to try and keep hopes alive of a win here. And they are quickly doused by Kirkav. Up to 12 points and up to the heavens to pile drive that one down to the deck. Unstoppable. Covered on the baseline, set to this near side, tipped over the top of the block. Konarski, Poland's biggest offensive weapon, shut down by the Russian block, working so well together. It's been a really good performance from them on defense and offense. Konarski killed by the block. Kwas with the hit to keep Poland in with a slight glimmer of hope. Russia just 2 points away from taking a 3-1 win, and crucially for coach Tuomas Samuel's team, maximum points here. They're looking for all 3 points to win it in 4 sets. just 1 point away with 7 match points to play with. Kovalev, the setter on serve to try and see them through. There's no room for error now for Poland on their serve. Coach Vital Heinen contemplating the inevitable. They'll have to try and recover over the next 2 days against Iran and Canada, who go head-to-head on this court next. Well, they've saved another of those match points. Śliwka, who's really struggled to make a mark on this match, coming in and finishing that mega rally. It would be something truly remarkable, though, from here if Poland were able to come back and save all of those 7 match points and go on to keep themselves in the match. They're doing what they can point by point. Russia really should have been able to get on top of the rally there after Konarski had to help it over, but they didn't make the most of it. And Śliwka made them pay. Message from Tuamas Samulvuo to try and haul his team over the finish line. They're still in a healthy position, and I'm sure that's what he would have been telling them. Just focus on winning this 1 point that you need. And they have done. Russia's red-hot run continues here in Iran as they take the 4th set, 25-19. to make it a 6-match winning streak here in the Nations League for the defending champions. The second time they've won 6 in a row in this competition, after a run of 7 in a row in last year's edition. They went on, of course, to claim the gold, and that is very much the target again, as they move to 6-1 overall in the standings and put themselves in pole position to go to the final 6 once more. Poland have put themselves in a difficult position to do the same as they fall to 4-3. And you can see what it means for Russia to get a big win in the first match of the weekend here in Iran. And they will face the hosts and Canada over the next couple of days and look to continue this relentless charge towards the podium once more. The third match in a row, they're led in scoring by Poletav, who finished with 18. And he will be absolutely delighted with the performance, the coach. And the fans will be delighted here in Urmia with the entertainment that they have witnessed already on this court. And very much that one will have whet the appetite for what's to come as Iran gets set to face Canada. Four Russians scoring in double figures as they win by 3-1 over Poland, recovering from losing the first set to take 3 straight. And really in sets 3 and 4, they were dominant. 87-99 to Russia overall in points. Well-deserved winners. Serves playing a key part, 8 aces to 1 in their favour. 3 of those aces came from Igor Kliuka to take his tally to 17 for the tournament. He leads all players in the Nations League in that department. This place is packed as the anticipation builds for Iran against Canada, which is coming up shortly on this court. But in the first match of the weekend in Urmia, Poland have suffered a 3-1 defeat to Russia. The defending Nations League champions prevail over the reigning world champions, Poland. It's been a pleasure having your company for this one. Thank you very much for being a part of the game.